can't stand up for myself. It's selfish if I look out for my own best interest in any capacity. She might push that shame button and criticize. And then, oh, now I feel like the biggest piece of shit in the world. She says I'm the biggest piece of shit. How do you talk with yourself, or how did you build that confidence that I need to serve me without it being spiteful?
Well, I had to go the route I did because my reaction to criticism before, or even something that I generally did wrong, was to lash out, make it all about the other person's fault or the circumstances, blame other things, just non-ending arguments until I feel like I won something. Marriage was on the rocks. It was just like, okay, I'm a little afraid of how I respond and I need to stuff it down. I need to shut my mouth and just be perfect. And obviously that's the wrong thing too, but it was kind of a stage that it needed to go. You kind of overswing the correction of what you were doing wrong before. And so then you can just kind of ease your way to a happy medium. That's how I got there. Plus a lot of deep breathing, meditation, visualization, journaling, even though I've been shit at it lately. And then finding things that I generally want to do. That feels good. Just saying that this is something that I want. I'm going to do it for me. It can even serve my kids at least, if not my whole family. It's celebrating small victories and not getting defeated over little failures, right? So just understanding that it's all information, the good and the bad, and what are you going to do with it in this present moment? Not beat yourself up for something that already happened or worry about a future that hasn't been written yet, but now processing all the different things that are going on and giving a fair assessment of how to make it work.
Overarchingly, it's been a pendulum swing, a play of, okay, who am I and how do I take their feedback and what does this mean to me? You said it's information, and who do I want to be in the world? So for someone that's brand new, how did you cope with that? Almost feels like swirl. How did you make sense of that?
Oh, it is a swirl. And you get these big storms of loss and grief and shame and despair and all this stuff. And then she'll smile and you're like, oh, it's all coming back. Everything's great. I'm on fire. And then you get crushed again. I've been through the whole storm, and just little by little, you kind of just see it for what it is. It's all just a big old emotional roller coaster. I've done it the hard way too. I've read 150 books and gyms and meditations and just I've walked the coals on this one. And little by little, you hear basically the same information in different ways and different perspectives, different ways of breathing, processing, visualizing not only the good life to come, but visualizing the worst and being prepared for it mentally, physically, emotionally. Forgiveness is a huge one. Gratitude's a huge one. But all of it's just words on a page until you take small steps to do something about it. And I've been trying my best to take what I can in my certain circumstance and find a way to make it relatable. So if I don't have the budget to do the crazy outdoor adventure or whatever, I can take my kids to the park and go nuts and imagine dinosaurs and shit like that. And that can be an adventure for me. I can play with the circumstances I'm in. For a long time, it was like he's saying to grab your friends and go on this jet setting through Europe or something. It's like, well, I can't afford that. Well, it doesn't mean you have to scratch it off the list of things you can do for yourself. You can find a way to make it work in your present circumstances. And combining all these different modalities of healing, and it just helps. You find little ways to make it yours and not some other author from their post-triumph after divorce or rekindling their marriage or all this stuff. Is like, no, you're living your life right now. And what can you do with that information, even if it doesn't directly apply? You can find a way to make it relatable in your own frame.
Yeah, making it your own.